Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Anne Nwawadu. Coming up on the program, Plateau State Judiciary designates 2 High Court judges to try cases of corruption and financial crimes. Yobe State Emergency Management Agency seeks improved military operations along its southern part. And Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists of Nigeria wants vaccine produced locally. The Plateau State Judiciary has designated 2 High Court judges to try cases of corruption and financial crimes carried out by the state's Chief Registrar, Mr. Jeffrey Kamiel. The directive is to ensure compliance with the pronouncement of the Chief Justice of Nigeria. Mr. Kamiel insists that the court will hear and efficiently dispose all corruption cases.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onoge, on Monday, September the 18th, gave a directive to heads of various divisions of court to establish a special court to tackling the delay in the hearing and determination of corruption and financial crime cases.
Right, Honorable Simon Bakola.
Following this charge, the Plateau State government has taken a bold step by swearing in the acting chief judge with a mandate to ensuring corruption cases are not swept under the carpet but expedited judiciously.
At this crucial time of our nation's fight against corruption and all forms of maladministration and misappropriation of our commonwealth and corporate patrimony, all eyes are on you to do the needful as you join hands with all stakeholders in the judiciary and justice delivery system in our nation to sanitize the nation.
Also, the State High Court has designated 2 judges, Justice Christine Debob and Justice Daniel Longi, to handle cases relating to corruption and financial crimes.
The desire is to see that the cases are being handled by these courts that my Lord, the acting chief judge, has so designated. They are to be handled by this court so that they will be determined at least within the shortest time possible.
With the establishment of special courts to attend to corruption and financial crime cases in Plateau State, all is now set for the speedy dispensation of those cases, with the expectation that justice will be delivered in earnest.
Your Excellency.
The fight against corruption embarked by the present administration has garnered mixed reactions from the populace, with many already questioning its stance, as corruption still seems to thrive in Nigeria. But some government agencies and institutions still seem to hold on to the struggle. The Plateau State Judiciary designated 2 High Court judges to hear and dispose of all corruption cases in the state. Joining us now from our Abuja studio on the program today to discuss further on the fight against corruption in Nigeria is a legal practitioner, Mr. Noor Ajere. Mr. Ajere, thank you very much for joining us on News Across Nigeria.
Thank you.
All right, so what do you make of this administration's stance on the fight against corruption so far?
Well, I think it's a welcome development. It's long overdue. The fight against corruption is something that we need to take seriously because it's a serious matter. It's a cankerworm that has eaten deep into every sector and fabric of society in Nigeria. And for us to have meaningful development, we need to take the issue of corruption very, very seriously. I think the federal government is doing what they're supposed to do. They're on the right path. We should encourage them. As Nigerians, we need to be patient with them, and we need to ensure that we cooperate with them. Now, the pronouncement by the Honorable CJN, Justice Walter Onoge, to establish special courts, we need to understand that what he has said is not to create new courts ab initio. What he has also directed is for the existing courts to have courts that are set aside, redesignation of courts. So he has not given orders to create new courts, no. What he has also said is we should have a redesignation. So apart from the regular courts that we have, we now have courts that are now assigned to hear corruption cases specifically for corruption cases. And you will agree with me that that is a welcome development, because the issue of corruption And most institutions who fight corruption, like ICPC and EFCC and all that, they have complained over the years about delay in court and all that. So it's a welcome development when you have courts that are designated to fight to hear corruption cases. It is a welcome development, and I hope that the Plateau State government has taken the bold step. Other states will follow, and very soon we have at least one court in all the state of federation having.
All right, Mr. Ajere,
if specifically on their cost list.
Okay, Mr. Ajere, if you're saying that this is a welcome development, that means you're saying that it will help erase the backlog of cases in the criminal court, which has to be deliberated upon.
Exactly.
How would it work?
Exactly. Now, if you approach most courts that we have in Nigeria, you will discover that they have about minimum 15, 20, 30 cases on their cost list per day. So at the end of the day, you discover that there is no way a human who is a judge could hear 30, 35 cases in a day. Some courts in Abuja sit up to 5, 6 p.m. in the evening, and they are judges, they are humans as well. They need to rest at times. So if you have a court designated to hear corruption cases alone, it will promote specialization, it will increase efficiency, it will ensure that you have speedy dispensation of justice, and you'll be able to have just speedy completion within record time. So if a judge hears a corruption matter, at the end of the day, you will be able to have conviction or acquittal and discharge, whichever way it goes, within record time. And with the present position, unnecessary appeals and delays will be avoided because Nigerians are watching. The whole world is watching. So this new strategy will definitely not fail. I have so much faith in it. I have so much confidence in it, and I believe that it's something that will help the fight against corruption in Nigeria.
All right, Mr. Ajere, you said something about other states also deciding to implement this directive. You will want that. What do you think the space of time should be where we'll have a special court in every state? How soon?
No, like I did mention just now, I did explain that the CGN did not direct the establishment of a special court. No. What he has said is, from the courts that we already have, they should redesignate one of those courts, at least one, to handle corruption cases solely. So what that means is that from the courts that we already have, one particular, maybe court number 1 or court number 2 or number 3, whichever number, they will now say this particular court will hear corruption cases only. All other matters like criminal, armed robbery cases, like other cases that are not related, civil cases will not come before that court. It will only be corruption cases solely. So the timeline, like you said, the directive has been given. We're happy that the Plateau State government has taken the bull by the horn, and we hope that within a couple of weeks from now, other states will follow suit. It's a matter of weeks. They will follow suit. It's a simple directive. The chief judge of the state would issue a directive via the registrar. They would designate a particular court within the court that they already have.
Okay, Mr. Ajere. So we really hope this is a good option from the federal government to tackle corruption in Nigeria. Thank you very much, Mr. Noor Ajere from our Abuja studios. Thank you for joining us on News Across Nigeria. Still talking judiciary matters, we move to Ogun State, where the governor, Ibikunle Amosun, has rated the performance of the judiciary very high. Governor Amosun gave this assessment in Abeokuta, the state capital, after the church and mosque services to commemorate the beginning of the 2017-2018 legal year in Ogun State.
The executive arm cannot do anything alone without the active support and cooperation among the other arms of government, the legislative and of course the judiciary. So to that extent, I have to commend the efforts, thank them, appreciate them, and tell them that yes, there are challenges, very obvious challenges, that are not maybe peculiar to us in Ogun State alone. I mean, this is a national thing, but even within those challenges, Ogun State will be in the forefront of those that are even doing well in terms of even funding, in terms of even supporting our judicial arm of government.
When news across Nigeria returns from the judiciary, we'll be talking security matters, and a Boko Haram suspect who's been on the wanted list has now been arrested.